Hey guys, welcome into the Puckle Reborn channel. We are back with another Battle Brothers Esport tournament. Today we have 3 different contestants that all got first place. GordonComstock, Soberjan, and Medievalcyborg, including now CarveaHole. He decided to join here last minute, so appreciate that. And also we have Shinobi with me today. Without further ado, let's get right on into the spin for Origins. Alright guys, now we're back with the wheel here, and this wheel we ended up taking a few off the competitors agreed upon, which is the Cultists, the Barbarians, and then finally the Southern Company, because that was the last tournament. So without further ado, Redemption, hit the wheel. And we got ourselves the Band of Poachers.
Gonna have some shooty boys running around again.
I hope you go for crossbows.
Time to make 3 melee bros.
Alright guys, so with that being said, the wheel has been spun. We have ourselves the Poachers Origin. This is going to be pretty interesting here. Everybody's ready. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, and so they are off and on their adventure.
I'm really excited about today's matchup. We've got returning champions GordonComstock, Soberjan, and somebody that you guys will all probably recognize, Mr. CarveaHole, filling in the 4 spot. This is going to be real fun today.
Yeah, Carve ended up coming in, guys. I know a lot of you guys know him. If you don't know him, guys, check him out in the description section below. His link to his channel is there. Awesome Battle Brothers content. If you like Filthy, he's like a mini Filthy, pretty much. He is an awesome content creator. He also hit 1K just recently, so congratulations, CarveaHole. That's huge. That's awesome, man. So, with that being said, let's kind of go over each one of these guys and kind of the strategy and whatnot that they're going to be taking on here.
You know, they've all picked up an extra guy so far that I can see. Good thing to do. You've got Gordon up there, already 6 men in his roster. You really want to fill it out early game if you're not going to just yank all the ranged weapons out of those poachers' hands.
Yeah, so what do we know about Gordon? So let's kind of go into Gordon a little bit in his play style. What do you think?
My favorite thing about Gordon is that this man hunts peasants for a living early game. He's going to get those early easy kills. He's going to get some paltry amount of crowns from these poor men that he's massacring. But he likes to get heat on him right away from those noble houses from what we've seen in the past.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, Gordon is very methodical, man. He does have his strategies, at least, to kind of to mitigate a lot of risk, I think. Obviously, with the poachers, you're dealing with 3 archers, so imagine, I imagine he's going to use that to his advantage, obviously, but also you can see with the spears and stuff, he's getting ready to ward off some guys. We do have CarveaHole here. Let's go into kind of CarveaHole here. He's already facing some brigands here. I don't know, his screen's a little bit choppy right now, but we'll kind of deal with that. What do we know about Carve? Do we know what would you say?
You know, Carve is a guy that knows the game very well. I think we're going to see some really conservative play here at the beginning. This is Carve's first tournament. I know that he was practicing up last night, getting ready for the big show. But I think we're going to see a lot of really reserved play, let the enemy come to him, and bread and butter, man. He's probably going to mop it up.
Yeah, no, he's a killer, man. Listen, Carve knows his stuff, no doubt about it, right? Being in a tournament setting, there's even more to risk. And one thing a lot of you guys may know or not know is that you are unfortunately for him, he is facing against 3 top competitors. And it just happened to be that way. We did have a setup for other guys to join in, but he decided he wanted to join in late. So it's going to be interesting. He is definitely...
Credit to him, too, for stepping up to the plate against these guys.
Yeah, definitely goes without saying. And I expect big things from him. He is really... he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And he's obviously in this fight just going... he's dual wielding and ready to rock here. We'll have to see how this kind of goes through. So far, so good.
There it
He's
is.
just killing them, man. He's just eating them alive. We do have... I want to before we go into some of these other guys, we do have, well, Medieval Cyborg just got done with a caravan mission, but I do want to check and see Gordon real quick here. He is doing a caravan mission. It looked like ambushed by some barbarians, but
not enough of them.
Yeah, not enough of them. They should have brought a Reaver with them. At least even the odds a little bit. So, all right. So Carve looks like he's going to be perfectly fine up there, and we know Gordon's got this in the bag at the very least. Look at all them brothers just swarming them. Let's go into Medieval Cyborg. What are your thoughts here?
I love this guy. You know, he came into the first one that he played in as a dark horse. We weren't talking about him in the beginning, weren't talking about him at the mid game, but man, he made sure we were talking about him by the end of it. This guy has thrown up the overall best performance in tournament play, and for good reason. Like, he knows the game, he knows what he's doing, and he takes really calculated risks that pay off well. Like, he's already got the War Fork, picked it up early game. That's probably going to carry him through first half hour easily.
Yeah, I noticed he even went for the armor right off the bat. You can see he's got the mail shirt on.
He's got the javelins.
Yeah, he's already got the javelins. We know the javelins are one of the stronger tournament weapons as of right now.
Like, he's just doing everything right this early game. He's picking up one guy to try to eat the shots, 2 killers in the back. Everybody else has spears or a bonker. Oh, you got a guy with a dagger. Oh, that might be a caravan hand. But yeah, like, he is set up.
Yeah, this is one guy I'm definitely not worried about. You know, really Medieval, you know, whether it's analytics or this, the guy has taken on, he has done it, and he's done it with pride. He's really, he's one to watch. He's definitely going to be one to watch, and he's definitely going to give these guys a run for their money, especially because, yes, he did get the highest tournament score to date. But this is the big dogs right here. We got a hell of a tournament here, all first placers, and of course the guru there at the top there, CarveaHole. So let's go look at Soberjan. Here's another interesting freaking brother. What do you want to say here?
Soberjan's a guy that came in, took us by surprise, you know, really just kind of ground his way to that win, blood and guts the whole time, and then rode off into the sunset until we sounded the horn for another tournament. And here he is, stepped up to the plate again, moment's notice. And I'm just excited to see. You know, these guys might be a little rusty. I don't know. I'm really excited to see what happens here. He's got the javelins going on.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
Three guys in the back line with javelins. He knows what's up.
Yeah,
he's been here before.
Right. So he ended up tying with Bravo Wolf a while back here. And this is the thing. He would have won the tournament, but the problem with that last tournament was the fact that he got caught in a battle that well, first off, he got caught in a longer battle with some I think it was a necromancer. Yep. And then after that, he got into a combat right before, at the 7-minute mark, he ended up getting into combat and got stuck in that fight. He wasn't able to go and sell off everything, but had he had done that, he would have won the whole tournament. So, irregardless here, he's come back. Hopefully with vengeance, there's going to be some fireworks for him. He is a dang good Battle Brothers player, no doubt about it. Like I say, we have ourselves a star lineup right now. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I do want to give a shout out also to the analytics team. We got Baba Ganoush. He's going to be watching Gordon. He's got CarveaHole, and then we have Meepo. He's going to be watching GordonComstock. We have ourselves also, let's see here, Redemption, which we all know. He's the king of analytics right now. He's handled everybody's scoring all by himself at a time. Just crazy. But he's going to be watching at the bottom here, Soberjan and Medieval Cyborg. So we'll be meeting with them at the 30-minute mark. With that being said, who do we go in on here? We have, it looks like Medieval Cyborg took on a little camp here. Really not that dangerous. I think he lost one brother at the top left-hand corner here. But he's going to be perfectly fine when it's all said and done. You can see that little brigand bastard jumping in there. But let's take a look at Carve right now. What are we thinking here?
This is an interesting fight. Carve has rounded out his roster a little bit more after his last victory. Really, the only thing he needs to worry about is the guy with... Oh, there is a couple 2-tier flails. But, I mean, that Golden Dog can come in and just impale and smoke one of his guys right now. He's got a brother up here. I'm not sure if he's trying to pull off a runner strategy or just doesn't have a weapon to throw in his hands. You know, this early game, you might not have that weapon, but you saw the guy. He was cheap. You pick him up.
Yeah, you really he's trying to get those guys to move a little bit. We do have the spear formation. Unfortunately, he didn't utilize using the spear wall to hold those guys off for a bit, but it looks like the Golden Dag might be going towards the top there. Who knows? But
that'll definitely buy him a couple of rounds.
Right, but this is a swing. This is a swing fight right here. He needs to get a few key kills to be able to turn that corner. It's not as easy. He doesn't have shields. He went for more of the approach of more output of damage in terms of the double gripping and not obviously the shields. So we'll have to see. He's definitely He's thinking. You can see. I always know if you ever watch his content, you'll always see he shakes his mouse around a lot when he's trying to decide what he's doing here. So it's always fun to see that.
I think as long as that Spear Brother down south can hold out for another round,
right,
he's going to be okay. If the Golden Dog goes and smokes that poor man up there without a weapon, that's pulling heat off those two guys up top.
And I
three
think,
guys.
Yeah, that's definitely the sacrificial lamb. It looks like.
There it is.
Okay, so they did get that guy. He did kill the other one. All right, we're going to jump down here to Soberjan. Soberjan is the first guy now to take on some freaking spiders. Some spideys. My spidey sense are tingling, and so are theirs because he's got spears sticking right through them. The spear gang right now is real. I will say, in terms of the setup of your bros, I think Soberjan might be the best setup right now. He's got 3 javelins, 4 spears already, and we're only 10 minutes into this bad boy. So
those javelins are just picking those spiders off. Look at that.
It's great. Anything exposed. We're talking exposed skin, guys. If you're playing Battle Brothers, such a great setup here. That's what you want. You want to be able to get into the actual meat of the enemy, and unfortunately for these spiders, that is their kryptonite. So let's go up here now to GordonComstock. Gordon's got himself some Noxirs, and my goodness, they're gonna have to think twice here because that spear wall is gonna get nasty on him. And he's still on that. Looks like either another caravan mission or the same. So definitely interesting, seeing how this plays out.
I'm pretty sure that he kited the nachos into the caravan. I was watching between him and Soberjan, yeah. Okay. So what he's got here is hopefully some sacrificial lambs at the back, man. If only it was a southern caravan, they'd be up there in the mix, killing nachos for him.
Yeah, he's continuing here with that sling. Listen, for me, I have a little bit of trouble with the sling itself because you do get such a debuff in terms of range, and I don't know. That's one thing I would try to move on quickly, but as long as it gets even a kill or just knocks down that armor, because obviously you're going to have more of that blunt damage hitting something.
Look at that archer.
Yeah, the archer is playing the game correctly. We'll go with that for sure. But we'll see here. It looks like he's going to have this in the bag. He does kind of have that opening, seeing if one of them wants to jump in. And he did. Okay, so now he has to kill. One of these guys has to kill that one. Otherwise, he does end up... oh, boy, he needs this hit.
Oh, that javelin, get it.
Oh, no. And so this is where it gets interesting. Is one of his guys going to actually go ahead? Oh, he is, because of the debuff. So the Noxier's initiative did end up dropping. Then there he goes. All right, so there you have it. We're going to assume he's going to be perfectly fine. Good. I do want to jump back up to CarveaHole now. CarveaHole looks like he's surrounded by some spideys, but no issues there. No issues there.
There's that early adrenaline.
Yep, the early adrenaline. I know that Carve is really big into the adrenaline game. That is definitely game changer, especially early on. It's a great way to go. The only thing it can be rough is if you start getting into a deeper battle and you start getting fatigued really early on. That can be kind of killer, but not a problem there. Let's go over back to well, let's see, we have ourselves
Soberjan's got some warhounds and some thralls.
Some warhounds and some thralls. Nothing too serious. It's just these little camps. You gotta appreciate those early on. This isn't too bad. I would actually venture to say that these camps are a little easier, the barbarian early game camps, just because you are facing like the two dogs, for instance. Yes, the dogs, they can still pack a punch early game, no doubt, but you have these naked little bros running in here, you know what I mean, and just totally exposed. So
all of these guys are doing exactly what I expected, just playing so smart right off the bat, taking those fights that they know aren't going to pose too much of a threat, and just knocking them out of the park.
Oh, 100%. And they're doing just fine. Yeah, I mean, he's wrecking these barbarians here. No worries on the Soberjan front. Like I said, his setup is pretty methodical. Now, here's something interesting. At this point, I do want to say this. I didn't actually say this early on, guys. I will edit that in, but the Baconators is the map seed. I didn't end up saying that in the beginning. I planned to, but yeah, if you want to continue along with this, Baconators, I apologize if we're a little farther in yet. But besides that, I noticed that Medievalcyborg, he hasn't been doing much. I haven't seen a lot from him down there. Maybe slow and steady wins the race, but he's moving. I seen he's ventured out quite a bit already.
Like I was thinking the same thing, but he's doing caravan runs. He's banking gold right now, and I didn't want to put my foot in my mouth like I did last time.
Yeah, man.
So I've just been letting him do his work,
right,
and appreciating it from a distance. I know he's going to do exciting things once it ramps up. He's going to get that gold. He's going to buy probably some more poles, and really start going out there and just wrecking shop.
Oh, 100%. And let's actually bring the focus. Oh no, let's CarveaHole. Oh my gosh, I was gonna bring us to Gordon, but CarveaHole's in a very interesting spot. 7. We all know. Meepo will probably tell you at the break here, but goblins are killer early game. They're able to hit you. They have plenty of fatigue. They have those when I say fatigue, at least them being able to run up and constantly stab you. These little weapons, they pack a punch, and he's just going right in at them. Like no retreat whatsoever. This is one that I probably would have retreated from, but if he can make it work, it may be well in his favor. This is just very dangerous. These are very dangerous fights. Those archers, the ambushers, are going to be kind of killer too. Especially he could get... Go ahead.
I was going to say he could get a good amount of nets and goblin weapons out of this, though. And that would really be great for the setup that he has going currently.
My only thing is at what cost, though? That's the thing.
Oh, it's going to be a huge cost if it goes south.
If it goes south, it's going to go very, very south. Okay? Now, he does have adrenaline, which, again, is very good. He's got one of them down. This is an interesting fight. So far, so good. Okay. This is looking pretty good. Again, adrenaline giving him the advantage. That is probably one of the greatest advantages you can get. He did end up losing a brother there. One of the best advantages you can get, though, is having adrenaline against goblins. Because they're very stunty. They have very good initiative to be able to go ahead. So far, so good.
It's really unfortunate that none of those goblins back there took any kind of morale shake from the losses up on the front line. That really would have helped him, because now he's got to advance, and that is a dangerous group to go running up on without shields.
Right. And no doubt about it. Like when I said that they were stunty, their defense is pretty good for what it's worth. I mean, a lot of times when you're facing goblins, you're more in the mid to late game because of their abilities to just bog you down in a fight. It can be quite daunting at times. And he doesn't have the shields either. I would almost venture to say step on the bodies and take those shields, because these archers are just going to pick him down. No shields at all. Look at this. This is getting ugly. Now, we're only at 17 minutes, so if things go south where he loses a bunch of brothers, he's contemplating. I think he's starting to realize. Now, I kind of want to look at some of these other guys. I'm just going to put it on the 4-screen view so you guys can see. We did have Gordon. He ended up taking the high ground and taking out a bunch of them. He has 7 bros. I think he might have lost one. Not 100% sure, but we do have in the bottom right-hand corner as well, Soberjan just sniping bros. Sniping enemies. And finally, Medievalcyborg kind of in a I don't know, not really any bad place there. I say we just kind of look at Carve here at this point. This is a very interesting fight here.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the force screen while you keep it focused on him.
Yeah.
No, Gordon didn't lose anybody that fight. It was just a systemic destruction of some poor raiders.
Okay.
You've got Soberjan down here doing the same exact thing, but he's got a two-handed axe in there and a Golden Dog. So one of his guys could go down if there's a nice roll from one of those brigands. And Cyborg on top of that plateau, just hammering away at these poor men's morale.
Yeah, this is just, I don't know, this is looking really ugly for Carve right now. I mean, his brothers are on the brink. If he starts losing, I mean, he could conceivably lose 3 brothers in a matter of this turn or next.
Now, when this video comes out,
turning.
here's a message to Carve for just watching the end of the tournaments. If you'd watch the whole tournament, you'd know not to mess with goblins because it's such a hefty fee you got to pay.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, at this very moment, you know, it looks like he'll probably come out with the win here. More than likely, it looks like he'll come out with the win. They should run right now. His brothers are hanging on by a thread. This is, and
Yeah,
it looks like
just
they're
like
gonna
you said
run,
earlier,
so,
though, at what cost?
At what cost?
You know, if he's on this caravan mission, I didn't see if he kited or not. The next fight is just going to be devastating for this poor band of mercs.
Yeah, that's going to do it right there. All right, hell of a win there for Carve there. Wow, wow, wow,
Great
wow,
job.
wow. And his brother
Oh, you
came
got
back
up.
to life. How about that? That is as good as it gets right there. That's strategy at its finest. And at the very
They
same,
are
though.
maimed and bleeding.
Yeah, they're not living their best life here. So we do have Medievalcyborg. I'm just gonna kind of go down here and look. He's going after some raiders at the time. He's at day 12 already. I mean, we're 20 minutes in. He's at day 12. That is quite interesting. What is he facing here? Looks like some raiders. Well, he's thinking otherwise against this. This is not as.
Oh, look, he's kiting them back to town.
Yep, hoping some militia decides. Yeah. Oh no, that was a different group. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, man, that's not much for facing raiders this early on. We'll just kind of watch him go up here, and looks like there we go. Just a bunch of many thugs, no big deal. He should be all right. I'm gonna just kind of zoom out here, look and see what everybody else is doing. It looks like caravans are kind of the thing this time around. I see a lot of caravans going on here. Surprisingly, or go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, Gordon just picked up another spear and helmet for another backliner. So he's putting his band together. These guys, the caravan missions this early on in the tournament, I mean, they can go south, but usually they're a pretty good source of income that's safe-ish.
Right. Hey, at any point, anything could go wrong. There's no two ways about it. But you got to take the risk, and that's part of this tournament here. There's a lot of ways to play it, and I think that it's pretty clear. A lot of these guys are doing about the same thing. You have yourself Medievalcyborg, like I say right now, in the combat. He's got spears across the whole front line. He just utilized, as you guys can see, the javelins. Really great momentum. But it should be pretty easy. These squishy thugs. Numbers matters, right? And in this is actually one of the better. We have ourselves some direwolves at the bottom here. Let's look at Soberjan and these direwolves. But yeah, no, I mean, early on, spears are a big deal. The javelins are a big deal. It's all the same. The more similar strategies to keep your bros alive here. That's gonna be huge, and it's good to see these guys are all using it to their advantage.
Yeah, and Soberjan was doing great. Those 2 javelin misses from his guy on the high ground were huge. That was unfortunate. But one wolf down already, one up top, wavering.
Yeah.
Soberjan's got adrenaline going now too.
Is he starting to use adrenaline? I was
Yep.
actually just looking away there for a second, but yeah, adrenaline, huge early game advantage. Being especially going against these direwolves. We all know the 3 strikes can be really Again, daunting. It can be very dangerous. It can end you. I know we've had that in the past. We've had runs end over dire wolves, and you were actually saying in the podcast more recently about how how these are your least favorite enemies early game.
Yes, they surely. I mean, outside of getting into a fight with goblins, I shouldn't be fighting. Like, these are my least favorite enemies to fight when I'm at that point in the game where I should be fighting them. Because you've still got under-equipped brothers that are just going to get ripped to shreds if you're not careful.
Oh, 100%.
Or, if you have a little bit of bad luck, which we all know this game loves to dish out.
Yeah, but bad luck is easy to come by in this game. But it's always like a lot of I don't know, the way I see it is it's good RNG. If we're gonna call it RNG, it's to me it's good RNG if there is such a thing. So, but yeah. So we got Gordon. He's got the high ground. He's gonna utilize that, taking these guys out. And we have CarveaHole with a bunch of little peasants running up to punch these raiders. And yeah, this is raiders are no doubt.
This is a dangerous fight.
This is a dangerous fight, and it's still. I'm very surprised he's still going with no shields. Like he is not on the shield gang here. He is going to
imagine
continue.
The way that Carve plays, he's willing to sacrifice half of these men for 3 of those armors.
Yeah. And it's not even that bad though if you think about it. I mean that's not a terrible strategy in a sense. Obviously there's a lot of categories that come into play, but every time that they kill one of those peasants, it gets worse for him because they are getting a higher morale, which gives them better chance to hit you, better stats all around. That's a huge portion of this. They are using javelins against his brothers, and that is not good either. That's ugly.
Yeah, this is definitely a fight to keep an eye on.
He's risking it, man. He's going for all that risk. But if it risks...
What's he risking it for, Pucko? Say it. Come on, say it.
He's risking it for a good placing in the tournament. That's what he's
risking it for.
Yeah. I'm going to swing down here. Man, there's some good fights all the way around. You got, I think, Medieval. I'm not sure if he's going to run from this.
I would run from that.
Yeah, that's an ugly setup. Unless he's trying to get the high ground, I don't know. Soberjan is back on it with the barbarian camps. He is going at those barbarian camps, and like I said before, those are my ones that I would more than likely go after, just because they are exposed. It's very easy to just rip down barbarians. They are dangerous, no doubt.
There they go.
It's it's incredibly helpful. So let's go
back.
That
70% chance to hit this early. It's so nice. He's
Right.
got a spear, got a brother with decent melee, and those barbarians that like getting hit.
Yeah, Carve is getting some work on these guys. I don't know how that he ended up corralling them in like that, but he's got them kind of where he wants them. And if he can get this gear, like I say, you get those boar spears, right? We're all about the spears early game. He's got goblin skewers, and he might be getting these boar spears very soon. The morale it's only high on 2 guys.
Ooh, that was rough.
What was man, that was not good. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get with the javelins, at least. But these peasants are surprisingly hanging in there. I wouldn't want to lose too many again, just because the morale checks and stuff. But again, look at this. He is just going all in on that. All in on adrenaline.
Swarm.
Let's get ahead on him. Let's get ahead of him. You got to. Got to. I'm very curious. If this doesn't go well, obviously the peasant's going to be the first one to go, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here. Let's
I would get in there to try to prevent that javelin guy from throwing any more javelins at my guys. Yeah, didn't matter.
I was going to say,
oh, there it goes. Yep, that's ouch.
So we do have ourselves. I'm kind of looking at Medievalcyborg right now. He did decide to take on that fight. He corralled them in a little bit at a time. Now he's getting more aggressive here. So morale checks is going to be a big thing for him. Yeah, he's sniping them. Yep. Going back to Carve here. Still got all three of those 3 raiders. Very, very interesting. He just needs to get that kill right there. That's huge.
There it is.
There it is, another running guy. So he's all about, I mean, it's kind of cool to see this double grip just going all out on these guys here. Just
Double grip adrenaline seems to be working pretty good for him.
Yep, and he ended up pulling out a goblin shield there, so now he does finally use those shields, but he is kind of getting some of those guys away from the combat. Very wise. The issue that I see right now is you have the flail, which he can overhand right into their head. It's gonna get ugly. Now he does have the high ground too, so exposed skin. Oh man.
Ooh, he didn't go down though.
Didn't go down. That's great. That's good though. Zooming back out here.
Cyborg handily defeated those fellows.
And look at that, another guy came back. Carve's got his archer came back to life, so he's still got all his brothers. He's only at day 4, and let's kind of look across the board here. You have day 13, 7, and so 4, 3, 13, 7, and I didn't see Gordon here. He's kind of getting his guys outfitted. He's starting to come around here. Soberjan has 1 naked guy in a tent, so that's cool. And he's going after those nachos too. But with that, guys, we are getting close here to the 30-minute mark. We actually just hit the 30-minute mark. So why don't we bring in the analysts here? I'm gonna start. We're gonna actually start here with Baba. Baba.
Hello.
Hey, Baba. So you're checking out CarveaHole here. Tell me what you got for us.
So he's got 29 kills. He has 11 brothers, 11 levels. He's on day 4. He has 900 crowns, 4 settlements, no arena, no ambitions, and no retinue. And he's been playing quite recklessly because he's been looking through contracts. Oh, he's been going through contracts without looking at them, which can definitely end your game if you're not careful. And he hasn't been giving his brother shields, so he gets the 200 bonus, which, yeah, I mean, it was good in that brigand fight because it definitely killed them faster, which I think actually helped him, because if he didn't kill them fast enough, they probably could have killed a lot of his brothers. But he's been getting quite lucky with the revives and stuff, because all his brothers have came back from the dead, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did notice that he did have guys come back to life constantly, which is quite wild, honestly. Every time he lost somebody they'd come back with the broken kneecap and the archer that just came back. So yeah, that's great. That's what you want. Obviously, in this type of tournament, you want to keep those brothers intact. Shinobi, what do you think?
I think that Carve is going wild right now. It's surprising me a bit, but I'm loving it, every minute of it. Just watching him play fast and loose and having it work out for him is a breath of fresh air.
Oh, definitely. All right, Baba, well, I appreciate your analytics, man. With that, we're going to move. Yep. And with that, we're going to move on to Meepo. What do we have on Gordon?
All right. So Gordon right now has 12 men. He has a total of 6 level ups on his men. Sitting at 18 kills, but he's also in the middle of a fight with another 8 brigands, so I'm going to assume he's going to kill those. I'm at 27. And other than that, he hasn't completed his ambitions. He's definitely playing consistent. He took a lot of caravans and run the messenger missions in the beginning, and he started taking more hardy contracts hunting brigand. And that's yeah, what I got.
Right on.
He's on day 7 also.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been not as since the last time. It's kind of reminiscent of last time, as being methodical in the things that he's doing. I think, obviously he has his goals and stuff. He's outfitting his brothers with better gear. He's obviously going into the swords and the spears. That's an awesome way to play. yeah, it's working to his advantage, and we'll have to see. The Wanderer himself is going to. We'll see if he starts becoming a murderer soon. So, what do you got, Shinobi?
You know, that's what I was going to say. I can't wait until we interview Gordon to ask him why he's not murder hoboing all those hobos that he normally does. You know, we've seen him come out of the gate. I've watched him in practice tournaments. Usually 4 or 5 packs of peasants is his appetizer, his little warm-up.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Didn't see that today, though.
No, not today. Not yet. Not yet. Plenty of time
Not
left.
yet. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time left. So, Maple, thank you for that. All right. And so with that, then we're going to move on to Redemption. Redemption, what do we got? Let's start with Medievalcyborg here.
All right, so Medievalcyborg has actually been doing kind of a different kind of run. You kind of picked up on it that he's been exploring tremendously. He's at 15 settlements already on the map. Day 13, all that traveling's been passing by day. He's actually been able to pull up kills. He actually just got an ambition now too. That was one thing he was actually paying attention to, was his relationships with towns. So even though he's been traveling, he's been trying to come back and target specific towns to work on those relationships, which he of course just got the friendly relationship ambition, like I mentioned. He's sitting about 1,000 crowns. He's been paying for, he hasn't been buying a lot of brothers, sitting at 7, but he's been trying to keep them well geared, well prepared before their fights. He was on about day 13, might be 14 now. 13 levels, which is a good amount. 45 kills. So he has been working around the map, doing a lot of different fights that are netting him some good consistency points. So what.
Oh, real quick. Just out of talking about him, I am very surprised by that stat, the 45 kills. Honest to God, I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought that I've seen him moving around a lot. I haven't seen a lot of combat from the aspect of some of these other guys. Obviously, you got CarveaHole getting in these crazy fights that have been profitable for him, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty wild. What do you think, Shinobi?
I think that's what I was touching on earlier. Like, you know, we kind of overlook the work that he puts in because he's putting so much in at once.
Right.
He's just points everywhere. This guy is a machine. I love it.
Yeah, right. On all cylinders, no doubt. So, how about Soberjan there then?
So Soberjan, I don't even really know. He's just doing a standard run, I would say. He's got 41 kills, 9 brothers. One thing that is kind of unique about his run is he's always having one person on his bench to swap in and out, as well as if he ever just completely wipes. I'm sure that's kind of the thought process that, all right, this guy's going to save him. But otherwise, he's got 16 levels on his brothers. He's at day 8 right now. Sitting about, well, he actually, okay, this is another thing that stood out about him. He actually pretty much spends all his gold as soon as he gets it. He's sitting at 20 gold right now, which is a bit low, but you kind of pointed out, like, his gear is like better than the rest just because he's going into the armories. He's buying stuff straight out of the armories. He's not even looking at the marketplace. He's just making sure that his people are going to survive, and yeah, that's where all his gold is being invested. Settlements, cool. He's at 7 right now, but yeah.
I mean, it's just so cool to see these 4 guys that have all, you know, hundreds or thousands of hours into the game, all playing very different, similar strategies.
Yeah.
Just slight tweaks between them.
Yeah, I mean, they're all a little bit different, but yeah, the armor situation. Everybody, I don't think that there's a front runner just yet. I will say that Carve definitely pushed the dial in terms of what he's willing to take on and what he's won, and the luck that he's gotten from some of the guys that went down. That is hugely in his favor. But if we're talking about in terms of, if we're looking at just the run aspect and how efficient the other guys are, it is no less than deadly, right? Deadly efficient, I'd say, because again, you have Soberjan just going for that top gear. He's already got the what tier is that? Not the mail
130
shirt. Yeah,
something.
he's got some dang good armor on his guys there, and yeah, it's all worked that way. The other thing I noticed with Soberjan, and he's a beast slayer, man. He's been going after all these beasts, and he's been going after a bunch of barbarians. I think that's been kind of huge here,
Yeah.
ironically. Yeah.
He actually took on Webnex as his second fight.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the heck?
Yeah,
That's
that was
ballsy,
crazy.
man. That's ballsy. That really is. In terms of Battle Brothers, it's a very ballsy, bold move, Cotton. So, hey, with that being said, guys, we're going to go to a quick break, and we will be back for more Battle Brothers Tournament.
Mr. Lion? Mr. Lion?
What, kid?
Do you need any help?
No.
Well, I just wanted you to know that I think you're the best ever.
Yeah, no shit.
But I just wanted to give you this potion.
Piss off, kid.
Well, you too.
Hey, kid.
Ah, what the
Alright, guys, we are back with some more tournament madness. This is crazy. This is pretty crazy. Shinobi, before we get
This
into...
is a great.
Yeah, before we
This
get
is great.
into this, into giving these guys the interviews and whatnot, how you feeling, man? What do we think? This is this is a grand old
say it's-
tournament.
This is a hell of a tournament to come back to kick the door back open, say we're here again, we're doing this. If this doesn't get you excited to get involved, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Like, do we have to come knock on doors? What's going on? This
Yeah.
is exciting.
Now, I know we've had a lot of guys have joined in that want to be a part of this. Can't say I blame them one bit. Listen, we're going to have a massive tournament coming up, 16-man tournament. All the details will be coming out before long. We have all the new statistics and stuff that are going to be coming out in terms of the scale and reworking a lot of the point system. We wanted to do the first tournaments to be able to see how the points laid themselves out, and I'm really thinking we're going to make a lot of happy people in the future here with what's to come. Also, with that tournament, I will say it's going to be a $20 buy-in, 16-man tournament, a lot of money going to first place, and a great exposure for the Battle Brothers community. So if you are interested in that, join the Discord. It's in the description section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, whether it is guides, the podcast, so something you can listen to while you're playing, and of course the tournaments. This is a great one. We have ourselves one hell of a tournament so far. But let's get right into the interviews. Who do we want to start with here? I know Carve's in a combat, so we should probably hold off on that.
Let's get Cyborg in here. Let's see where he's at.
All right.
Dora the Explorer out there.
Yeah, right. No freaking kidding. Medievalcyborg, my man, how is it going right now? How you feeling?
It's feeling okay. Not great, but definitely decent.
Well,
The problem is I'm having a hard time getting my ambitions out of the way. It just didn't go very well.
I mean, you're kind of playing the Grand Explorer. Either you're Dora the Explorer, or you're the Grand Explorer that's trying to slaughter the world at hand. So, like, so you're focused on the ambitions, obviously, and you've uncovered a great deal of the map. Like, what is kind of the goal going forward here? What are we looking to accomplish in the next 30 or so minutes?
Ideally, I'll hire a retinue, get that ambition, get an arena, and hopefully get a very friendly relation before the end of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you can get arena, that'd be great, obviously, for anybody. That's crowns, that's everything good there. But I think you got a pretty good focus here. Shinobi, what do you think?
I think that's pretty much what he said the last time he knocked the highest score ever recorded out of the park. Was, guys, I don't know, I feel all right, things are going meh, and then look what he did. So I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, the tool prices right now are ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
Don't let tool prices Unhinge the whole run.
Yeah,
You
right.
got this.
That's the derailing right there. That's what ends the whole.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'll do
goblins,
this.
it's not wolf riders, it's those damn tool prices, the market.
I'll do this 3-star for you guys. That might unhinge the run.
Uh-oh. What are you doing that for?
Ah,
All right.
no bueno.
Right. We got to let this guy get back to killing. He
Yeah,
just
we'll
took a
let
three,
you. We'll
three
let you
stall.
get. Yeah,
oh
we'll
my
get,
goodness.
We'll let you. Let's you get back to your madness there.
Giving
but,
the crowd a show.
Yeah, keep it up, man. Appreciate it. Great
Thanks.
content. So we will see you at the end.
Sounds good.
All right.
I love it. What a
Man.
madman.
What a madman. How about we jump right now? Carve just got done with his fight there. He's leveling up his guys.
Oh,
Why
look
don't we pull in
5
Carve?
injuries between 3 guys.
Carve. Man, you are literally a madman right now. What the hell? You had 2 nail biting fights, those gobos. Good lord, I was
Dude,
like,
that
well,
goblin fight, that was something, man. I was like, if I lose, I got half my team freaking poisoned. You have no idea.
Dude, what we were looking at, you went in with freaking with tunics and spears, okay? Like, and you went head on with them. That's not an easy task, no freaking doubt about it. And you got a bunch of peasants killed over some raiders. And I mean, first off, you're an ass, but second off, congratulations, because that was pretty badass, right? So, what are we trying to go for here? What is your goal right now? What are you happy about thus far?
I'm happy that I'm winning fights. Honestly, this is just slay is what this is.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
do I have
yeah.
a script?
I think
Okay.
probably the biggest thing for you that, from our point of view, that was really standout is the fact that even though those fights were hell, not only did you come out with most of your brothers intact, actually you came out with all of them intact. The only thing was you have the broken kneecap, you have the freaking, you got a lot of guys that are cripples.
Half my team is injured right now.
Yeah, like, yeah. So there's
I
definitely
feel sorry for your
that. But
bros,
got-
Carve.
Dude, that's great for
Dude,
points
they- Talk about adrenaline. These guys are on drugs. They just keep going.
They
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
going. I can't believe. I literally was like, wow. Like, you can't get any better than that. The fact that you came out on top in some of those fights, but also retained all your men, even if they are hobbling along, that's awesome, man. So what are we looking for in the next 30 minutes? What are we expecting to see?
I don't know what ambition I'm on right now, actually.
2,000 gold.
I want
2,000 gold. Is
2,000 gold. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. Hopefully, by doing these contracts, there'll hopefully be some like gems or something in here that I can snag. And then we're gonna try and do the camp ambition. My strategy, I think, is to just I'm gonna lose the gold. I'm gonna have like 0 gold at the end of this, and that's okay. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to say GG to gold. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus. Say
No, you're
GG to
fine.
gold, buy as many retinue members as I can, buy as many bros as I can, and then win those categories. So I lose one. I just know I'm gonna lose one category, but I can hopefully get as many extra points as I need by doing that.
Right.
I wish we got beast slayers. I don't like early game ranged. Sucks hard. Like, you're not gonna hit anything with a bow with 52 or even 59 range skill. So I just made them all melee bros. I did beast slayers yesterday, and that worked really well because I did tourney number 5, but on my own, obviously, because the tourney had already gone. And the way I did pretty well there, just because the beast slayers all had like 60 melee attack. So I'm hoping to do something similar here.
Well, we'll have to see how the dice get rolled here, but what I can say is good luck going forward here. We got about, looks like 45 minutes left, so 40 minutes. So good luck, man, and we will see you at the finish line.
All right, word.
All right, so I do want to bring this attention down here. Medievalcyborg is going through absolute hell. This could be the end. And I hate saying that, but literally he went against this. He's got these raiders, and you got yourself a necromancer deep in the woods. And if he starts resurrecting some of these guys or more of these guys, it is gonna get ugly fast.
he did say that he was taking this one for us, for the crowd, for the fans, and it might undo everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You hate to see that.
I don't know
though.
why.
You hate to see that. I mean, because his potential is sky high. He right now, as you can see, he's got the one lone brother. He's running all the way around to the Necromancer, and my goodness, I am honestly worried because really it's the pole arms that really got him. Right now, he's starting to fight back a little bit here.
This
It's
is
just a dangerous
mean,
thing.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. I will say I'm going to quickly go to Soberjan. Just looking at him, he all his brothers are straight up naked right now. He's going after Elps. I think this is the first time we're seeing Elps in a tournament, so this is history as well. He is doing adrenaline on
fighting them with naked bros.
Yeah. Oh man, nips are going to be cold.
I mean, maybe it's an
in that
intimidation
nighttime.
tactic. You know, the Alps might.
Yeah, maybe something, but all right. So going back, this is tough. We got stuff going across the board here. You do have Carve. He's facing a lot of those, wiener gangers up there, and then I don't know. I'm gonna go back to Soberjan. This is or not
Hey,
Soberjan,
guys.
rather.
We're trying to do interviews.
Medieval.
Why'd everything have to get exciting?
Yeah, right. Oh no, he's so close to getting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Okay, so he's on. Okay. So he's. Oh gosh, darn it. Okay, so he's gonna get the one hit there. The Raider is the problem, is a huge problem. Now he needs to get out of there. Oh no, he doesn't have the fatigue.
This is a testament to cleavers a little bit. Lopping heads off is great. He does have a bill hook
He can't
or
get
a hook
out of the
blade.
way. Oh, and he ran. The Raider ran.
Nice.
The Raider decided to turn tail, man. That's huge. Okay, so now it comes down. Ultimately, it comes down to the Necromancer. I think he's gonna be fine. He needs. Oh my gosh, that is a nail biter. I literally, if you want to talk about things going south, if he hadn't have put the guy after, if he hadn't had his brother go all the way around to the Necromancer, it would have been a totally different story. You know what I'm saying?
Game over.
Yeah, game over. Because your own brothers resurrecting, having to face them is bad enough. Losing brothers is whatever at that point. It's the fact that those brothers can come back and get you. This fight, this naked bro fight down here, though. Listen, if we're talking beast slayers, Soberjan is a beast freaking slayer. He's faced everything.
I say we talk to Soberjan after he gets out of this fight.
Oh, 100%.
And see where he's at in his headspace. Because taking these guys in naked, great tactic to make sure that your guys are naked.
Yeah, I mean, they're naked. What do you do?
Yeah,
you know
he's
what
got
I'm
more
saying?
fatigue. He can.
Oh, but he did just
Ooh.
lose a brother. He did just lose a brother. If I can't see if he got just struck down or what, but that yeah. All right. So yeah, Soberjan. Okay, so Medievalcyborg's gonna be fine. Gordon is still just a wanderer. He's a wanderer he's caravan in the lands here. And looking at Carve real quick.
Goblin
Carve is just
Raiders.
slowly but surely. What do we got? What's going on?
Just came up on Goblin Raiders. Just came up on Gordon's tail. I think he'll be fine though with his numbers.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of shields.
And Soberjan's got brothers getting ready to run now. Oof. Well, that's
Help
actually not the
fight
worst thing
in a
ever.
tournament.
Well,
I wonder how much gold he's getting out of this, because there's no way that he would have just fought him for free.
Oh boy. He definitely if it was an ambush, he wouldn't have had time to get his brothers straight up naked. So there is that. There is a danger here though. If he does end up hitting these guys, if he hits them, they spawn. They'll move right to the guy who's running away. In which case, he's going to lose a brother for sure. So he's got to make sure that whatever he does is going to be a sure shot killer thriller. So, oof. Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on here. Carve has got a bunch of obviously he's gonna be fine. There's only three of these guys left, the armored wiener gangers. So he needs to get us. Oh man, this is kind of getting ugly for Soberjan down in the corner. It's tough to I want to look at some of these guys. We'll look at Gordon for a second here. See these goblins. Now, if he can get a skewer, dude, if he can get that, or the goblin pike rather, my goodness. Goblin Pikes are no joke. I use Goblin Pikes in the ultra late game even. You know what I mean? They are such solid
The
weapons.
bleed, the pierce, decent damage.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
100%.
yeah, they're great.
Yeah, now he's got that one running, so he should end up with that. It's kind of an ugly situation right here. Goblins, again, they're just not ideal in terms of the early and even mid game if you're not prepared armor wise. It can be a daunting task. This is going to be interesting to see. He needs to get at least a few morale checks. That's one thing you can count on with goblins, is those morale checks just spreading like wildfire. That's a big piece of this.
Did I see that right? Did Soberjan do all that for 400 gold?
I did not see it, but unfortunately, that very well could be true. That would be unfortunate.
Let's get him in here.
Yeah,
let's ask him about that. What's going on?
All right, let me get him rolling here. Soberjan, what is up, man? Frickin' beast slaying, barbarian kissing, frickin' bushwhacking, son of a gun.
Alp fighting. Don't forget that one.
Dude.
Fighting Alps in a tournament. How much gold did you get for that?
440, I think.
What? No, you couldn't pay. Like, I'd pay you 440 gold to get that contract out of my face.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude.
You're a madman.
But it wasn't that difficult, and the game seemed to do easy earlier, so I decided to have a difficult fight.
Yeah, I mean, well, in terms
You hear
of
that, guys?
What was that?
He did it just for difficult sake.
Well,
If this guy
yeah.
doesn't get some fans out of that, I don't know.
I'm
I don't know
heading
who
for
will.
the arena now. Since I'm the first guy who did the arena, I can't miss it out this
Yeah.
time.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we did notice that you've been kind of a gold eater in a way too here. You've been using gold right away to get better gear and so on. It's very like the style of play that you're playing right now is it's a very, very strong builder into the late game here, and definitely appreciated, obviously. What's kind of like your goal? Obviously, you said you're going to the arena, but what's kind of your goal going forward in the next 30 minutes?
I hope that I will have my ambition done. Since I couldn't do it earlier, I haven't any strong enemies, and it's a shame. My goals are to win a couple of arena fights, to do some more contacts, to get more gold, and to get ambitions.
Right. I mean, it's definitely the way to go. Honestly, ending strong, that would be definitely on the table for that. But yeah, I gotta say, you may say that one fight might have been interesting, but you've had some very interesting fights for what it's worth. So, yeah, thanks for keeping it fun, at least for everybody watching, because my goodness, man, going against, whether it was Direwolves, going against the Webnecks, you faced Webnecks, like that was your second fight, wasn't it?
It was around the 4th fight.
Oh, okay. But either way, it's crazy. You just going all out there. So definitely great job, man. You got anything, Shinobi, before we sign off to the end?
No, man, I love it. I love everything you're doing. Keep it up. It's exciting. It's way exciting.
So
Okay, thanks.
yeah, all right, man. Whew. All right, so with
Hey,
that,
did you see what Carve did? Carve found an Orc Berserker.
Yep,
And
he found
he's promptly making a hasty retreat.
Yeah, and he's deciding, nope, not today. Yeah, he even like looks over at him here. Poor freaking caravan hands. They're like, we paid you. Well,
Not
looks
for
like
this mess.
looks like Donkey's back on the menu, boys. That's what I'm thinking. But
Right? Oh, goodness.
yep. So let's kind of look at these guys. We're gonna meet with Gordon after the break. We're gonna be talking with the analysts here. No crazy things going on. Obviously, the CarveaHole's fight is something, but yeah, we have some brigands with Gordon. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the analytics now, and we're gonna start again with Baba. So, Baba, what do you got for us with Carve there?
So Carve has 59 kills. He has 11 brothers, 22 levels, 6 days, 1,100 crowns, 6 settlements, no arena, 2 ambitions, and 0 retinue. And yeah, there's not much to say about him. He's been playing kind of the same. Yeah, there's not much to update on.
Yeah.
Except for that he just retreated though, which can cost him some renown.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a renown. It's gonna suck. That's gonna suck on the renown side of it. But in terms of just being consistent, right? I mean, he has been kind of seeking out the more difficult fights, which is good in terms of your gear and so on. But do you think? How do you feel about it paying off in the long run? How do you think he's doing in long term going into the last 30 minutes?
I think it was a good thing to do because that Orc Berserker could he has Berserk, so he can just kill one guy with 1 hit, kill another guy with 1 hit, and then he lost so many levels. So he could definitely win in the levels category, I think, because he's taking on so many fights and getting so much XP. So I think after this fight, some of these guys are gonna level up for sure, because they haven't leveled up in a while. So if he had lost some people, he would have to spend more money on getting new guys, and he would lose levels and stuff. It wouldn't be ideal.
Right. Shinobi?
I like it. Carve's fighting spiders now. Should be an easy mop up for him. I was really hoping that Crazy Carve was going to come out and we were going to see him try to get that man splitter. I figured that is exactly what his company's missing. You got a bunch of guys with no shields. Why not get a man splitter? Missed
Right.
opportunity, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely could be. But all right, Bob, appreciate it. So with that, then let's go over to Meepo. What do we know about Mr. Gordon Comstock?
All right, so Gordon is keeping it Gordon. He's running through, killing everything in his way, taking as many contracts as he can. I believe he has 2 ambitions out of the way right now. He between 10 and 12 settlements. I can't catch the top part of his map. I'll update you later. And he's sitting on 15 levels of bros. He has 12 of them. He has 60 kills. He hasn't done any arena. He's on day 11. He has 2k gold. And he's killing it. No arena in sight, but he is kind of exploring that southern part. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't make his way down there. I think over the last 5 tournaments there, we have seen a lot of guys start to understand the missed opportunity of the arena. And you think about it, if you get that arena, there is a fair chance that you might be the only guy who gets it, or one of 2. Which, if you tie with somebody, you take 3 points with somebody else, and that other person could be somebody at the bottom of the barrel. To be completely fair, because they're just trying to find points to mitigate what's happened with their company, right? So it's going to be interesting to see if he continues that trend. But based on what I'm seeing across the board, whether it's armor, whether it's this strategy of using the spears, and he's got a fair deal of range. Some guys, I mean, he's all around. I feel like he is so well rounded, and his brothers are well rounded, and he's also using that strategy of one guy in his inventory to keep alive, obviously, if things go south. So that's definitely a huge good strategy to see. Shinobi, what do you think?
I think what we're seeing from Gordon is great. Having that guy in his back pocket, it's extra levels, an extra brother that counts towards your total as well, plus kills since he's actually using it. Like, he is playing it a little bit safe, I would say, for Gordon. He's not stirring up any trouble with the noble houses like he normally does, but once he hits that arena, I think some things are really going to open up for him.
Definitely. All right, Meepo, thank you, and we'll see you at the very end.
All right, thank you.
All right, so then
Soberjan found the arena. Awesome.
Yep. All right, so with that, then we're gonna go over to Redemption. What do we got with Medievalcyborg to start?
So, last time with Medievalcyborg, he was really racing around the map. I had an inkling that he was actually going to go for the arena, and sadly, I didn't get to see that quite yet. He's just inches away from hitting like the southern settlements. I think he will probably try and get that at the very end, but it's still questionable whether he's going to get top tier arena stats. He has been staying steady with kills, up to 66 now, 9 brothers. And then day 21, I'm sure he's probably pretty far along compared to other competitors at this point. Sitting about 20 or 21 levels on his brothers. He's been able to retain all his brothers. I don't think he's had any deaths just yet, so that was good. He had a tough fight against a necromancer at one point where I was wondering if things would go south, but the one guy he lost actually came back, so that's good. Another thing I was kind of wondering about, he had just accomplished his first ambition when we last talked, and I was excited to see if him just start spamming ambitions after that. He had like 4 options of really easy ones, but in the end he chose the one where you have to buy a retinue member, which, yeah, that's kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. However, he hasn't been able to save enough crowns to get it, so he's been stagnating heavily on his ambitions. So yeah, just sitting at 1 right now. He's at 19 settlements. He was sitting about 2,000 crowns just a couple seconds ago. He's at 1,500 right now.
Right.
That's kind of where he's at.
Well, you were pretty high on him early on. Are you still in the same company? I haven't heard you say that yet, but are you still in the company of him being more on the top end of things?
I think as of the last time we talked, he was the front runner in my eyes. I think he was on his way to get arenas, fill out a bunch of ambitions, and hit all like the settlements, doing good on kills and everything. I think he was by far the best, but that huge stagnation, not going to the arena, not doing his ambitions, I think that's really killed his performance. So I think he's still potential. I think there's still potential there, but I think he's not as clear in the front runner as I was anticipating last time we talked.
Okay. All right. Well, Shinobi, how do you feel?
I'm thinking right now, with 19 settlements uncovered, he only needs those 3 southern cities, and he's going to have all the settlements on the map.
Yep, which he's there right now.
He's there. Yeah, he's 2 more. There's 20. And he's going to get that, have that lock. I don't think anybody else is going to be able to challenge him for those points. We know he's going to hit the arena at this point since he's in the south. I still think that Cyborg could, you could make a good case for him still being the front runner here.
It's incredible because at the end of the day, it's like he would be the first guy. He has the highest record, right? But he also is the first guy who could uncover that, which is quite a feat. We were actually talking with Carve last night about it, about the actual possibilities of this even being accomplished. So, incredible. If it happens, this is going to be just, this guy is seriously upper echelons of tournament caliber. So, all right. So with that being said, what's the next one? Redemption then? What we have ourselves, Soberjan.
So this is the guy who did pretty much everything that I was anticipating Cyborg to do. He all of a sudden just raced. He didn't even have a path. He just ran through mountains, ran through deserts without
I
any
did see
road
that. I did see
to
that.
find the arena. And this is actually his second arena battle. He's sitting at 67 kills. This could add 4 more to that. He's got 8 brothers, 22 levels to him, day about 14 or so, probably 15 now. Last I knew, he had about 800 crowns. Still not very high up in crowns. He's spending them, getting gear, especially for the arena. I think he had like a gearing up period for the arena just because he wanted to make sure he was good. But yeah, he has 1 arena under his belt. The second one, it's a pretty easy looking one, potentially. Sometimes the nachos can get out of hand, but yeah, he's sitting at 14 settlements too. Otherwise, he's doing good. I think he's clearly emphasizing the arenas now. He wasn't content with just 1. He's pretty much just staying in the settlement, waiting time, beating arenas. So I think that's what he's looking to finish up with. He'll probably be first place in arenas.
I honestly, when I look at everything that's happened, I could see Soberjan being the dark horse for winning this tournament. Watching him take this leap of faith. When we were doing the interview, he was cutting through the mountains and saying, yeah, I'm gonna, I don't know, just look for the arenas now. So it's like the nonchalant, here we go, you know, here comes the thrusters. That's awesome to see. You gotta love that, right? And if these guys don't take advantage of that, man, he's getting, again, you're getting crowns, you're getting renown, you're getting levels, you're getting all kinds of stuff with taking them on, plus the overall points. So yeah, it's definitely great. Shinobi?
I think what he's doing is fantastic, and you could very well be right that he just dark horses this whole thing, comes back and smashes it in points. He's getting kills. He doesn't have the brothers, but he's got the levels. He's got the gear to sell at the end of the day. Like it's looking really good from where he's sitting.
Hell yeah. You know, just watching this tournament right now makes me want to play some freaking Battle Brothers, but we got to go to break. Yep. So we will see you guys in just a second.
Grandpa, can you tell me a story about 2020?
2020. A story of adventure, brotherhood, and the purest love. I joined a mercenary band that year. Lost my foot to the diabetes, although people did think it was the Lindwurm. Finally, ended up mugging the love of my life.
Huh?
Yeah, I that melon so hard.
Oh my god!
Yep, the town was pissed, but I corked that melon something fierce, and I regret nothing.
Grandpa, what the
Alright guys, we are back, and man, things are getting interesting. Obviously, this whole tournament has flipped on its head, and I am deadly excited about it. I know we have GordonComstock. We have him as the last thing. He is taking on a camp. Gonna let him kind of roll through that, then we'll catch him at close to the end. We only got 20 minutes left in the tournament, so I don't want to hold this too long, but let's just see what happens there. In the meantime, we do have Medievalcyborg just wasting some nomads down here, but also we have ourselves CarveaHole just going after the undead. I tell you what, he has been all about the undead after the two crazy fights in the beginning, with the raiders and the goblins.
And it's been working out for him too.
Yeah, right.
That's where he's gotten his armor gains from, is these decaying corpses. So not only is Carve crazy for not having shields on his guys in the beginning, going two-handed, but now his whole company smells of death. So it all makes sense. It's coming together for him.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely going on a crusade right now, against the. At least it feels that he's going against them like in that fashion. It just seems like every time I'm looking at his fights now, that's what we're going against. But also, you know, with look again, the Soberjan thing, he is taking this so far to heart. This is his third arena battle right now, and he's getting more and more aggressive, and he has no. It's too lucrative, am I right? I mean, this is such
Absolutely.
a lucrative, dangerous opportunity, and
experience, crowns, renown, on top of, you know, solidifying his first place in the arena with 20 minutes left. Even if one of these guys hit the arena and just did the arena for the rest of the time, they're going to be hard pressed to catch up to those three.
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah. And especially if he keeps taking these type of fights where he's just facing nomads in this arena, I mean, it's just a golden opportunity, like I said. Looking to Gordon. So let's have that discussion. Gordon's going to be coming up here in just a second once he gets done with this fight. Unfortunately, it's more towards the end. But how do we feel about Gordon and this run right now?
He's showing us new things. He's showing us different things, which it's good to see evolution. I miss the Batman Gordon going around and hunting, you know, poor people for sport. He's probably sitting at higher than 60, 65 kills right now, and he has just been massacring the land. He's focused on kills. He's focused on crowns. I can't wait to hear from him because he's showing us different things, better or worse. You know, I think that, Gordon and I and a bunch of the other guys, we spent some time playing the Legends mod recently, so maybe he's a little rusty. Who knows?
I guess the best way, you could either say Swiss Army knife, or you could say the well-rounded manager. I feel like he definitely fits that category. He excels in none, right? but he's
Right.
great and all. And that's really like the Gordon that we've all come to know and love, especially because on the Discord we see how he plays. We've seen him, like he was playing Legends mod not that long ago, and he was playing a run where it was all like fencers, for instance. Yeah,
Crazy.
so yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it is definitely something else. But let's see.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, his
real-
company, the way it is right now. Okay. What? Oh, Medieval's in the.
Yeah, Medieval
in the
went
arena
into the
now.
and 5 freaking web necks. Holy. This could be. I mean, yeah, he's got some good armor and everything, but man,
That
ooh,
could be bad. He's
it
all
could
webbed
be-
up. That's double damage.
yeah, he's. I would be more focused on, instead of getting those webs off, just focus on getting those hits. Got to get them kills quick. If you can get them down to 3, it's not so bad. But that one guy, he's just tanking out those guys on the end there. Yeah, should be all right.
And,
But he does.
both times there, you didn't want to see head hits, and you got the head hits.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Like, put your head into it, dude. Okay. Ugly, ugly, ugly. I know Carve has a massive battle up top there, but a lot of it is his own guys, like, mixed in.
Right.
So,
Only 10 enemies.
right. It's not so bad. Not terrible. Yeah, we'll just
What
keep
I was
an eye
saying
on
about
here.
Gordon's company is, like, he's going to be hard pressed to find a challenge he can't overcome right now. But all of these fights are taking time because he's so well versed. He can't just mow through things with speed.
Right. Yeah, that's just it just is such a symbol of how he plays, right? And I gotta say again,
Right.
here you have yourself Soberjan. He's literally camping, waiting, attacking, camping, waiting, attacking on these arenas. It's a beautiful thing to see, and he's able to fix his armor in a timely manner. As soon as this fight is over with, guys, we're gonna talk with Gordon because we are at 15 minutes left. Just hit 15 minutes left in the tournament. So I'm really hoping this goes. It really stinks. We're going to have to figure out probably another way to go about these, or even extending, I don't know, maybe doing one. We'll just have to go right into these. I don't know. It's crazy how fast time goes. You guys would be surprised. From our angle, this tournament goes by stupid fast. So with that being said, guys, let's talk to him real quick. Gordo, my man, dude.
Hello.
You freaking killer here.
How's it going?
You rich killer. Look at you. 3,400 freaking crowns at this point. My God, you could freaking buy a golden goose if you wanted to. Like, what the hell?
Yep, things have gone okay contract-wise. It's been a bit slow in places, but I just need to find the arena. It's killing me.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's huge. I mean, obviously, right now we have 15 minutes left, so it's really coming down to the wire. But huge deal, obviously, finding that arena. But you've been a wanderer through this whole campaign that you've been on here.
Yeah, I tried to do exploring north, and maybe I took a bit long trying to get relations sorted up there. I'm not sure. We'll find out if I find the arena in time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I'll do okay. If I don't, then I think I'll probably cause myself some trouble. Feels like every fight I've got, some guy at the end has got his shield wall up, and it takes like 3 rounds to get him finally killed. It's absolutely doing my head in.
You're not talking about that
Oh,
last
not here.
raider that was completely surrounded.
Just absolutely
Just
taking the
did
piss
not.
out of me.
Yeah, he did not.
I've
Well,
been waiting an hour and 15 minutes to ask, why weren't you killing peasants early game?
I just
Where's
couldn't
the
bring
change
myself to
in
do
heart?
it. Just
Oh,
couldn't
come
bring
on.
myself. I think it's dangerous when you don't know the lay of the land, right? Because you might end up in their territory for too long. I don't mind doing it on deserter or barbarian fights, but on these ones, I don't know. It just feels a little bit dangerous.
yeah.
Too dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, you're probably feeling pretty. How do you feel about your whole campaign thus far, though? You're feeling pretty good about it?
It took me a little slow to get onto raiders. I think that's affected me. It's probably slowed things down a little. I haven't been able to be as aggressive as I'd like on the contract taking. So I turned down a few tours, just 'cause I didn't think I was there. And now, I don't know, like it feels like it's tapering out a bit because I'm having to waste so much time looking for the arena. So yeah, it definitely hasn't been as efficient as I'd have liked.
Right. No. Well, I think in terms of just your overall campaign thus far, it's really working out in your favor, and even being at 3,700 crowns at this point in the tournament is definitely something to be proud of.
37,000, no food though.
Oh God! And you're in the desert. That doesn't make it any better.
The long walk. Yes, finally we got arena.
There you
Okay,
go.
thank God.
There it is. All right, well, we won't waste any more of your time here. You got 12 minutes left, so good luck, and we will see you at the end.
Cheers, guys.
Good stuff, Gordon.
All right, so coming down to the wire, this is where things get interesting, guys. We're going to be, Redemption's going to be letting these guys know that they have 10 minutes left. What's really crazy, what's really wild about all this is the fact that, like, we've talked about this before. The last 10 minutes, things get a little crazy. People try to do they go the extra mile to create the best scenario walking out of the tournament, you know? So, how do you feel about that?
I think that it's going to be the most exciting 10 minutes in tournament history, hopefully, because these guys have arguably made the most exciting tournament so far. I think I've been on the edge of my seat this whole time. All of these guys are doing great. And I think it's going to come down to just a couple of factors between first and last place in this one.
All right, so with that then, we do this, and we've started to do this more in every tournament. Who's your number one as of right now, going like as we're about to go out? Who do you think is going to take the cake?
So this is tough. Like, my head wants to say Cyborg because of the pace that he set so early on. But man, my heart really wants to say Carve. Just because what we've seen this guy go through, he's tooth and nail. He's been fighting. He's been getting after it. You know, he's got a good amount of crowns right now as well. And he said that he doesn't want to go for crowns. So, you know, we'll see what that turns into. He might surprise us.
Right. Yeah, no, I could... Here's the thing. Realistically, I see any of these guys really coming out on top. The one that I question probably the most at this moment would probably be Medievalcyborg. I understand he had a snowball effect early on and very, very sneaky and quiet in terms of his ability to get not only kills, like I said, the kills was really surprising to me. 45 at the 30-minute mark, and I was, I'm scouring to try to find where the combats are coming from. Obviously, Carve had a lot of difficult fights early on, and sometimes just because it's shiny doesn't mean you're going to, come out on top. But like you said, tooth and nail, he's been fighting, he's been burning through a lot of these competitors. I remember when Carve right now reminds me of Destiny Orange. Destiny Orange was slaying, and if you would have, it was very hard to say he wasn't going to win the tournament, but there's other categories that may fall to the wayside. I do think right now, the one who probably win, in my eyes, the one I think will win is probably Soberjan. I think he's going to sneakily come in and take it. The only thing I worry about now looking at it, he only has 8 brothers. That could be a hindrance because of levels and stuff. I'm not sure levels could be a problem. So either, man, now I'm starting to change my thought. Gordon or Soberjan. Man, it's tough. It's tough. This is a good thing, though. This is a good thing.
This is the toughest one so far. Like, where there definitely has not been at least a clear front runner at some point in the match. These guys have all been neck and neck. It's like watching 4 of the best horses race. And just a testament to that, Carve's making his way to the arena. Everybody else has been in the arena. Like, that's the level of competition these guys are playing at. They're going after all the points.
With 8 minutes left,
they want to make sure that they put their toe in everything.
Right. With 8 minutes left, it's... Man, oh man. I don't know. I guess, okay, I'm going to put my final stamp on it. If I'm going to go in order, I'm going to say Gordon... How many crowns did Carve have?
Like 2,600 or something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well,
yeah, like a good
man,
amount
I don't
for
know.
a guy
I
that
just
doesn't
don't know.
want any
I'm gonna
crowns.
go like this. I'm gonna say Gordon, Carve, Soberjan, then Medievalcyborg in that order. I really think Soberjan is the dark horse.
writing that down so we can talk about that later.
I could be very well wrong. The fact that Carve has those crowns, he does. I mean, he has been doing a lot for his company, and the gear is getting a lot better for him as well. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, man. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Oh, I just can't wait until Medievalcyborg wins again, and we got to be like,
yeah,
I
know, right? We're gonna be eating. We'll be eating it. But yeah, no, Carve's got a lot of. The one thing that Carve is probably gonna excel the most at, though, would probably be the level ups. I could see that being his strongest suit right now. But we'll have to see.
Oh my goodness, right?
Yeah.
With his undead, unkillable brothers that just always rise.
Right. They rise from the dead and say, hey, how's it going? Let's go into another combat. I'm jacked. Cocaine ain't no big deal here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
that's really what it's like.
Happy Powder in his inventory, but I've seen Happy Powder in his brothers.
Right, exactly. Now this is, again, it's starting to get a little more interesting because we are down to just about 6 minutes left. So if
and
they're
Soberjan's already selling off.
Oh, not bad. That's not a terrible idea though, because he can still run through days, and he doesn't have to prove himself in the arena. I think he's probably got 5 arenas under his belt, or for sure 4. I know I've seen 4 for sure. So he's right now the front runner in arenas. Number 2 would probably be, I think Medieval was taking on a bunch of them at one point. Man, there's just so much that has happened thus far, guys, that it's crazy. It is crazy. Definitely a fun freaking scenario. So we shall see. Yeah, guys, and with that, also, if you could, don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the Discord if you want to be a part of these tournaments. Again, we have some big things planned down the road. If you are playing the game and you want some background noise, or you want to learn more about the game, the channel has got a lot of different learning things on it. Yeah, definitely check out the Battle Brothers podcast. Again, that's going to be one that I'd like to start doing once a week, at least having something for you guys to digest. But yeah, definitely check that out. With that being said, so Gordon is really trying to push these fights. I wouldn't be surprised. This is probably going to be Gordon's last fight. He'll probably start selling off at that point, but he's got to do it quick. 5 minutes, a little under 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes until the end of this. So
yeah, and it's coming right down to the wire with these guys. Carve has made it. He's putting collars on and heading into the arena. He's got a ton of guys right now. Look at all those. I hope they're all indebted. He's just trying to squeeze the last little bit of juice from this lemon right at the end.
Right. And he's going into the arena with 4 minutes left here, so Carve's first arena.
That's a rough fight for 4 minutes left. But he did get a banner. There's an ambition. You know, like he's put work in.
Right.
Gordon finished his arena battle just now. Like, this is great. These guys are getting after it.
Yep, and he's eating. Carve is eating right through that. That was easy. That was too easy. He did that within a minute. So now
no shields.
What is he going to do now? He's going to keep going for... So this is where he could sell off everything. He's got a max roster, I think, now. Or no, he's got one more brother he can get.
There he goes.
Yeah, man, this is going to be tough. I mean, Carve might just take the head. He might just take it here. With this many guys, and he's got a great deal of crowns as well. You see Gordon is trying to push the days right now as well. We have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. So you guys can actually see in the last 4 minutes, we had Gordon take on 2 arenas, Carve come down, take on the arena. You have yourself, you have Soberjan, who's just traveling the world right now. He just actually got a random event that gave him a free brother to add to his roster. 32 days with Medievalcyborg. I did not realize he was that far ahead in terms of days. And now the question is, did he get all of the different settlements? That is going to be insane. He doesn't have the crowns though, which makes me think that he did sell everything off and he used the rest of his time to find settlements. He did get a very friendly, I can see that. And we got Gordon with 2 minutes left. 2 minutes
Still in
left.
the arena.
Still in the arena. He is pushing. He's got to move quickly here. 2 minutes left on this. Man, oh man.
Carve is sending 3 more guys into the arena. He sold his gear off everyone else to buy retinue members. This is insane. I told you. So my head is medieval. My heart's Carve. Like all these guys are doing phenomenal. This is crazy. This is what I live like. This is the whole point of the tournament. Just watching our favorite game played at this level competitively. The excitement,
dude. Oh my gosh, yes. So now it's time. He's done. He's getting everything off. He must have the timer next to him. 1 minute and 30 left. Carve just came out with another win in the arena. Crazy movement here. Crazy. And I think that might do it. Get those level ups, man. Get those level ups. Finish the level ups.
Thankfully, even without them putting the level ups in, it will read the appropriate level for their guys.
Yeah. All right. So
let's see.
Got 1 minute left. That 1 minute, the second minute was just like so long. I feel like it's been 3 minutes already. Oh my goodness. So yeah, actually, Gordon's doing the same exact thing. He just hired a bunch of guys, bunch of indebted, to finish this off as well.
See, and when all these guys are strategizing at this level of tournament play, they're just screwing with each other's placings right now. They're just going to split points, split hairs. Like, it's definitely all 4 scores are going to come down to who comes out on top, because these guys are just trying so hard to make sure they're not left out in the breeze.
Yeah, I want to say I'm really worried about Soberjan right now. We got 10 seconds. He might lose a brother from being them pissed off and all that. So here we go. I'm going to unmute him. All right, everybody pause right there. That is going to do it for the tournament here. 1 hour and 30 minutes of absolute hell madness and enjoyment, of course. All right, guys, we're going to go to a break, and we'll be back with the final results.
Paid Shadow Peasants, bringing you the absolute best in free-to-play pay-to-win, coming to a Switch near you. Feel like a loser every day? Living a loser life with loser peasants, pay to win. Throw some dough at it. Better gear, better stats, better dress-up stuff. 500 million downloads or something. Better Paid Shadow Peasants.
All right, guys, we are back, and the tallies are in. We're going to see who ended up winning this tournament. Redemption.
All right, starting off with 4th place. We have Soberjan with 10 points. Now, Soberjan actually had a pretty unique run, and to be honest, he lost out on a lot of points just by inch. I think, like, for instance, his kills, he was sitting at 77 kills. That was 1 away from getting any kind of placement. It was just a lot of stuff like that he didn't really get a lot of points on. He, of course, we know it, he rocked out the arena. He had 4 arena wins, and that put him in 1st place for that category. He had intermediary categories, sitting at, like, 2nd place for days and such. Brothers, he got 2nd place, but otherwise, I think the really big thing that knocked him down, besides just like missing out on a couple kills and such, is he was the only one to not get any retinue or ambitions completed this turn. So that knocked him down to 4th place at 10 points. Going on to 3rd place with a total of 17 points is GordonComstock. GordonComstock, he actually had a pretty good run, just hitting all the boards, getting everything done. He was sitting at 1st place. He was actually tied for 1st place in number of brothers at 20. There was one other person who made it up there, getting a couple points in things like days and levels. He got 2nd in the arena. It was kind of cool how the arena ended up turning out. I think everyone thought that each other was going to get 1 arena, so there was multiple arena wins throughout all the contestants. He sat at 2nd place with 3 wins total. He rocked out the gold, sitting at 2,351 at the end. Had a okay amount of settlements, got a point there. Kills, he was the one that beat out Soberjan at 78 kills. That got him 1 point on the board for kills. He had 1 retinue and 2 ambition, which was pretty good. Now, second place. At second place, we have, with a total of 21 points, Medievalcyborg. So, Medievalcyborg, I was high up on him, actually. Originally, there was quick error on, I just missed a correct Renown, which actually would have had him at first. That's how close this tournament was. But with that correction in place, he was sitting at first place for days with 32 days. Renown, second place in Renown at 777. He wasn't worried too much about brothers, but he, for as much as he moved around the map, he was pounding out kills, getting levels. Got second place in levels, second place in kills, 26 and 90 in the respective categories. He did stand out in his relation. He was the only contestant to get a very friendly relation, sitting at 3 points, of course, going for that. Arena, as much as he made sure to get in an arena battle, like I said, everyone else was thinking that everyone else was going to get an arena win in, so even though he had 1 arena win, he didn't make any points for that category. Only 242 gold. Settlements, like I said, he was running around everywhere. He got first place with 20 settlement found. He had a retinue in there, and then he had an astounding 3 ambitions completed, finishing 2 in the last minutes maybe. So yeah, overall he ended up with 21 points, and Medievalcyborg is your second place candidate. And then first place, of course, that leaves CarveaHole with 22 points. So winning this tournament by 1 point. CarveaHole, I want to go back to the ambitions of Retin. They were very similar, Medieval and CarveaHole. CarveaHole actually managed to get 3 ambitions as well. But what knocked him over Medieval is he had 2 Retin. So that extra point got him into that first place category. He was a Slayer, grabbing 111 kills, acing that category for 3 points. He ended up stealing the third place point in the arena from Medieval with 2 arena wins. Had most levels, tied for first in number of brothers. He ended up beating out Medieval in Renown by about 40 Renown, sitting at 816. And yeah, he just barely squeaks out a win over Medieval. Very close tournament this time around. But like I said, kind of like how Soberjan lost a couple of points. It's a game of inches, and just a mere single point has changed the results greatly this tournament.
Woo boy! We got ourselves a newcomer, comes in here, takes on a bunch of first placers, and gains himself a first place. So congratulations, Carve here. Pretty much the story goes like this. The actual fight that like pretty much encapsulates everything that happened with CarveaHole started with the 7 gobos. And so pretty much from there, it was a fight like he was destined to lose, but ended up winning, and his guy was resurrected. Then he ends up going against 6 raiders very early on and loses a brother, comes back to life again, and of course he ended up going against some orcs and decided to leave men for dead. What a douche, but at the same time, as Baba's in here, Baba Ganoush, he ended up winning these other fights. So with that, the aggression was definitely on his side. He ended up being the undead crusader after that. A lot of undead fights that he ended up taking on, whether it was with quests or not. But man, no doubt about it, the risk reward was all in his favor. I guess the only other thing I could say to this type of competition was the over-aggressive nature that CarveaHole brought to the table, constantly going with no shields. This guy was not looking at shields as an option. Didn't matter if they were wearing sackcloth or going into some rusted armor. He was killer. So with that being said, congratulations, Carve, on a first place. Man, how are you feeling?
You have no idea the face I made when I heard second place medieval. I was I was so happy. I don't know. That was my first like tourney practice was yesterday. And I got 101 kills, and I felt pretty happy with myself. So getting 111 right now is astounding. My KD ratio is 55.5 because I only lost 2 brothers and all that. One of them I shouldn't have died. R.I.P. Werner. But that was really good. I think that was solid 90 minutes of action. Take as many contracts as you can. Fight everything because you're going to win. If this isn't a showcase of why adrenaline should be your first perk, I don't know what it is. Adrenaline won me that entire run just because you can overwhelm everything and then just win. Adrenaline gifted Colossus is just easy claps.
Yeah. Well, no, that was definitely the case. The fact that I think one of the things that really stood out with that was the guys did not want to die, dude. You were literally playing a necromancer run with your brothers. The fact that they kept being hopped up on adrenaline to come back to life and continue this incredible bout was an absolute treat for all viewers, man. You definitely deserve that.
Dude, I'm running around a farmhand with 32 ranged attack and 10 mail, 18 HP in bolas. Yeah. That guy, we don't quit. I didn't hear no bell on my brothers there.
The natural Rocky Balboa, man.
You just can't stop. I think just that was fun. I don't even care what I got. That was just incredibly fun.
Heck yeah. No, well, like I said, congratulations on that, which does end up bringing us to second place. Now, second place was Medievalcyborg. Obviously, he still at this current time has the highest score in tournament history, and he is in this one. You could easily say maybe it wasn't the most flashy run, but he was definitely the grand explorer, constantly traveling the whole map. I think there was one settlement that was left for him to find, yet was uncovered, but still incredible. Nobody's gotten that close to getting all settlements in a nutshell. The other thing too is that he was considered the spider web of this tournament. He constantly is looking for other points to grab, and he's constantly it almost seems like a natural mapping it out as a Battle Brothers player on how to be efficient, effective at all corners, whether the wrench is thrown in or not. Which brings me to my next point with the wrench being thrown into the tournament. Immediately after our interview, he ended up going against a crazy necromancer fight. And when I say crazy, I mean it could have come down to the end of his run. And because he ended up using the strategies that he did to overcome this, the nail biter that it was, he did end up almost coming out on top, 1 point away. The overall story to this is 2 raiders with pikes, one with a pike, the other one with the iron hook, and a bunch of other raiders on top of that. Him bobbing and weaving all the way through the woods to get to that necromancer. It was a hell of a show. Great showing there, Medievalcyborg. Congratulations on second place. You were balling through this, man, and so close to victory.
Thank you. Yeah, it was had a very solid run overall, so it's pretty impressive that CarveaHole came on top. The only thing that I messed up on as far as my game plan was I picked the wrong ambition early on. I wasn't able to get the ambitions out like as fast as I wanted them to. So yeah, I mean it was like almost a perfect run, and CarveaHole still won. So all props to him.
Heck yeah, man. What was like the turning point for you otherwise? Do you think that fight did end up setting the tone for what was to come?
Well, honestly, like the fight didn't help that much. Like I got a couple pikes out of it, I got some gold, but I don't think the long-term effects of that fight really changed anything. I like the fights I ended up taking, I probably would have won anyway. So like that's kind of the thing with those like the risky contracts like that. There's not much purpose in taking them, in my opinion.
Well, I think yeah. Go ahead.
I'm done. Actually, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say yeah. No, it's definitely a risk, and I think the big risk too is whenever you have a necromancer in a fight like that, it does put you in a bit of a position. I would say the fact that it was in the forest is really the killer, because you having to use brothers that are just not fleshed out yet to go all the way around to stop him. Because when you lost a brother, there was a few brothers on the field there that, or not even brothers, enemies too, that he could have resurrected and ended that fight had you not have gotten there when you did. So again, in terms of timing, couldn't have been any better. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not exactly the perfect fight, rather, to be taking on, especially for the tournament. But neither here nor there, you still ended up with second place and really scratched your way just so close to first. So definitely worth being proud of. So congratulations there. Yeah. All right, which brings us to third place, and a very surprising, especially based on the predictions here. In third place, we ended up having GordonComstock coming in. Now, listen, in terms of this run, we all know GordonComstock is the well-rounded killer, right? If he sees it, he kills it, but today he took a lot of caravans. Early on, he was kind of, he was just traveling the landscape, if you will. He was probably the best known as the caravan hand, and ended up being one of those guys that, again, you could consider as a well-rounded manager all the way across the board. But the thing that was so pivotal for Gordon's run, I think the thing that might be the tone setter for his type of style, is the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes, it was crunch time, deadly efficiency. He ended up buying brothers. He ended up taking on 2 arenas. Within 2 minutes, he ended up taking on 2 arena fights, which was absolutely astounding because it literally was within the last 3 or 4 to 4. Yeah, it was the last 4 minutes. So anything could have gone wrong. If he had lost a brother, or if he had not completed it in time, everything could have fallen off the wayside. But man, you, like Gordon, congratulations, irregardless of the ranking at third. You literally had an incredible run and a grand strategy at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, the last 10 minutes were fairly entertaining. I can only apologise for the 80 that preceded it. It was a pretty unambitious run from me. I don't think there was a single fight where I had to break sweat, really, which is never a great sign for sort of pushing the boundaries and hearing the exploits from Carve and from Medieval, who, congratulations guys, sounds like you had a brilliant time. Can't wait to watch them. Yeah, it's clear that they were pushing themselves to the limit in a way that my lads just never did. They just strolled into the fights that were in front of them, won them, wandered off, got paid, but didn't really deserve anything more than that, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it's the solid strategy that you had. One of the things that Shinobi and I had talked about was how there wasn't anything, like you just said, there wasn't a fight that was a nail biter, right? So there wasn't like a push to get over that hill, to get over that hump. But from the outside, from the outside view, it would be very surprised to believe that you ended up in third place. Definitely still solid, but yeah, I mean, really, like I say, good job there.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I felt like I shot myself in the foot in a couple of spots. Messed up on the relations. I got to very friendly and then never went back to sort it out and keep it there. Messed up on the ambitions. Got the first 2 in like the first 30 minutes and then took the wrong one and then didn't help myself get over the end on that. And that obviously impacted my renown by the end as well, especially with taking that necromancer thing. That was just the stupidest thing. The second I clicked it, I knew I'd messed up. But yeah, really fun. And that's the thing about this format is because you're doing it in isolation, you're doing your own run. It's great to come together and talk about how it is, but it's just so much fun. I can't tell people who are watching this, I can't stress it enough. This is such a brilliant way to refresh Battle Brothers. Like if you've played it a lot or if you haven't played it a lot, this is going to give it a different aspect, and I can't encourage you enough to come and get involved because honestly, it is great fun.
Definitely, man. I appreciate that. So, then with that out of the way, guys, we have one last guy, and definitely not worth forgetting. Obviously, fourth place, we had ourselves Soberjan. Soberjan, I have to say, there was so much to say about Soberjan. This list that I ended up making for him. Starting out, he was a barbarian slayer. If he saw open skin and a mangy beard, he was going for the kill. That's just how it was early on. But then it filtered into beast slayer. This guy had beast non-freaking stop, okay? Even at one point, he went against elves. And dude, when I say that everybody was naked, this dude was just running through the forest trying to slay himself some elves. It was an incredible game to watch. And the thing that I think might get remiss is the fact that when he got gold, he spent that gold to get his guys as best a gear as absolute possible. And from that ended up becoming the wanderer of the map. I mean, he literally at one point to find the arena would cut straight through mountains, straight through the valleys, the steeps, into the sands, and finally found randomly, which was hilarious, out of nowhere, he found there was no roads. He just went straight through and ended up where the arena was, which is just incredible. But yeah, at the very end of the day, he was the arena champion. And don't forget, he always had one naked guy on the bench ready to save the day. So, even though it was 4th place, congratulations Soberjan, you still had an incredible run, no two ways about it. Soberjan.
Yep.
There we are, there he is.
I won too, but I think that there were not enough difficult fights, so I easily vanquished all my enemies, but since I was unlucky with my ambitions, I didn't have enough renown, and thus I didn't have strong enough enemies. I'd love to fight some goblins or raiders in good armor, you know.
Right. No, you were definitely, and that's the whole thing, and it's understandable. When you see these raiders or you see goblins, for instance, being able to get that gear so early on can really be a pivotal point. But the fact that you were still going after that gear is great. In the long term or whatever, keeping your brothers alive, any way to keep them alive and be able to sell that gear on top of it, it's just extra points at the end of the day. Also capitalizing on the arena, because the arena does brings in renown, it brings in kills, it brings in money, it brings in a bunch of different things, right? Levels as well. So for you to find that and to find it the way you did, like there was no greater pleasure than looking down to see you going into the dangerous wilderness, right? Just to find the promised land. So definitely great. But yeah, did you plan on, I seen at the very end you were running across the map. Was there a goal just to find more territory, or what was the final strategy?
I wanted to find all the cities on the map, but I didn't have enough time, so 5 minutes is not enough.
Right. So, well, like I say, guys, I want to just congratulate everybody in here, because this was literally one of the incredible tournaments. I can't say, honestly, I cannot say enough in terms of watching it from our perspective. It was probably the best refresher we could have getting back into tournament season. So, Shinobi, I'm going to let you take the floor here. I know I've given the whole rundown here, but let me get your thoughts on these placings.
Guys, thank you all. This was the best way that we could jump back into this, getting this thing fired back up. Carve, Gordon, Soberjan, Medieval, the competition in this one. Nailbiter. Puggo and I were talking the whole time about how it was going to be a game of numbers, how close it was going to be. We made our picks at the hour mark, and I said that my head's going with Medieval, but my heart's going with Carve. So guys, thanks for not making me look stupid. I appreciate it. It was just exciting fights the whole way. Gordon, I know you're just taking the piss out of yourself a lot here, but you had an exciting run. The whole time I was excited, when's he going to attack the next peasant? He hasn't attacked any peasants. What's going on? So for me, it was exciting anyway. Kudos to all of you, and it was a privilege to get to watch these 4 runs unfold the way that they did and to get to call it. Guys, you did great.
Hell. I mean, yeah, there was this was the making of something absolutely great. And so with that being said, guys, I'm going to open up the floor for anybody. If you guys want to give a final thought, including the analysts, guys, feel free to say your piece now, and then we will wrap this thing up.
Hi, I was muted.
Oh, okay.
I did want to just say one thing. And that was with Soberjan's idea of just going into the armory and buying the gear, like insanely high quality gear. Yeah, we see like people are willing to spend money and get like javelins or a quick pole arm and what. But I actually want to see. I'm optimistic about that strategy. I like to see it again in a future tournament. I think it might be interesting in order to maintain the get an early strength growth to your company as well as protecting your people from dying. I think that could be a very good strategy going forward.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was. That's one of the things early game where it was like Soberjan was on a different wavelength than everybody else, and for that reason, you know, and it was absolutely paying off through that. So, all right. Well, with that then, I will say this, guys. Just remember, there is going to be a grand tournament coming up soon. It will be a 16-man tournament, $20 buy-in. Right now, I'm looking at July to be that time. We do need more analytics. We do need somebody who wants to come in and be an announcer. This isn't that hard to do either. I know it might be intimidating and stuff. We will get you on some trial runs. We do practice runs throughout the week, so if you just want to hop in and join 4 other guys or even multiple guys beyond that and just see what you're capable of, by all means do so. And with that being said, again, hit that like, subscribe, let people know that this is going on, and join the Discord in the description section below. With that being said, I will see you in the next one. Bye!